Hello everybody and welcome back to the Complete Corner podcast. I'm Ryan, your host, and today we have some very familiar but also special guests. We have the lovely Linda, who is our director and one of the owners of KompleteCare, and we have the lovely Nat, who is our chief operating officer. So how are you guys today?
Yeah, good. Good.
I'm well, doing well, thank you.
Fantastic. We are going to talk about a little bit of a heavier subject today, and that is some of these industry changes. So the support at home changes that are coming, rolling out from the 1st of July this year. So I guess to start, tell us a little bit about what it is, how it works, what can we sort of expect?
So I think the first thing to mention is obviously the name change. It's obviously going to support at home, to support clients staying at home longer. The industry has heard that people want to remain independent at home. So what this program is to do, or designed to do, is in fact that is keep people in homes rather than going into residential facilities earlier than anticipated.
Yeah, and I guess one of the things too with that is there's the level changes, right?
Yep.
That the current home care package is the 4 levels, and
Yep.
we're going to
8 levels.
an 8 and a 2, I think. If that's there's like the 8 levels of normal, and then there's like a 2 temporary. They're like a palliative care style one for 12 weeks.
Definitely palliative care has been one of the things that was discussed at the ACPA conference that I went to. They talked about that all providers will become part of the palliative care network or the environment. One of the things that was raised at the conference, which I thought was very interesting, is that palliative care is one of those things that that the community is involved in. It's not just the palliative care team, that the GP is involved, that it's family, friends even. There's all sorts of people that are involved, and so there's no reason why a care provider like ourselves can't be part of that process. Doesn't mean we're in charge or driving it, but we're definitely doing our part to ensure that people can remain at home while they're under palliative care, and people do choose to die at home, so it's nice if that they get the right care and they can actually pass at home.
It's also about providing holistic care to our clients, and this enables that. And so if you have multiple departments and teams working together, it's not, like Linda just said, you're not relying on one team to do all the work. And obviously with the industry as big as what it is, and the specialists within the industry, you need everyone together, working together for our clients.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think that's actually the short one. It's about getting, I think it's called independent or return to independence or something. So it's all about, like allied health and like that.
Yeah.
Short-term funding for like a 12 weeks, I think. And it's all about, getting people back up on their feet.
Yeah.
I guess to try and not keep them out of the system, but keep them independent, which is good. Obviously, the overarching theme of all of this is it's all about, like you said, keeping people at home, keeping people safe, keeping people healthy. There is a whole range of changes. I just want maybe your thoughts a little bit on, we have the quality team here, and obviously they're underneath yourself. So maybe just tell us a little bit about how they'll sort of
support it.
And keep us on top of these changes.
So amongst our quality department and our executive team, everyone's keeping in front of education, going to conferences, keeping up to date with the updates coming from our governing bodies, ACPA, even directly from the commission themselves. So it's all about sharing of the knowledge of everyone, of what everyone's learning. It's changing day by day. So it's about piecing it all together, so we're in the best possible position for rollout of July. And I think that's something that, to mention in this is that things will change right up until the very moment. And rest assured to our clients is not only are we educating ourselves and our staff, but we're then starting to have conversations with our clients. So it's not a big rude shock come July, but also obviously telling them that we're going based on government information as well. So as it's rolled out, then we roll it out to our clients.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think as well, that's one thing that I guess it's a misconception. This is not a complete care change. This is not something that we're doing. This is an industry change that's going to affect everybody. And there are some amazing changes, but obviously not everybody adapts and likes change all the time. So there's some things that we do have to cover and go through.
Yeah. Just a note on why there's changes. I think one of the big questions is, why is this changing? Why is this whole system changing? A lot of these changes are coming because of the Royal Commission findings. So the Royal Commission have made some big recommendations, and the government essentially is listening, and these are the steps that they're putting in place to make sure that people can remain at home. And one of the big things is people do want to remain at home longer. They want to remain independent. They want to live in their own homes. They don't want to necessarily go into care, but we know that that residential care is an important part of the space, that people still do need that, but staying at home for as long as possible is probably the goal of everybody. I know it is for me, that's for sure.
Of course.
Absolutely. It's interesting you brought up about the commission. So one of the things that I thought was really quite interesting was one of their suggestions was to partner with training providers to make sure that our staff are always upskilled and trained. Just get your thoughts. I guess obviously we have the partnership with the KC Skills Centre, so we're already ticking that off. Yeah. But how will that sort of adapt and change over the...
Well, even the Skills Centre is required to stay ahead of what the changes are in the industry, and so we're partnering with the Skills Centre to make sure that our staff can get trained, and trained in what? One of the areas that they are actually training in is palliative care for staff, and helping staff understand what it is, what palliative care actually is, and also how to care for somebody who is in that space. So we've partnered with them in regards to training our staff that do look after somebody that is in palliative care, that they can support them effectively. And of course we use the Skills Centre for lots of training, and we like to make sure that our staff in particular are trained, and we are working with the Skills Centre, making sure that they are up with the industry changes as much as we are.
I guess it's also, as much as our Skills Centre do our clinical training, there's obviously lots of regulations and compliances that we have to work through. So one of the courses that Skills Centre do is our introduction to home support work, which goes through incident reporting, SIRS reporting, appropriate documentation, because it's really important that our home support workers understand their requirements and what they need to also report on. As we know, our home support workers are our eyes and our ears to our clients. So if we can get them in the best possible position to not just advocate, but also document and escalate to the appropriate people, then people can start stepping in to support the process. But it's also with our partnership with the Skills Centre, it enables us when there is changes and deterioration to our clients that we can swiftly and immediately get in contact with them to have our staff trained. And we're not running into the battle of we're waiting for staff to be trained. Or it's a really good onboarding process for our support workers that they are comfortable when going in from the very beginning, because they are trained up for themselves, so they have the confidence and the tools to then support our clients.
To go in. And you mentioned this off air as well, that it's not just the support workers, it's also office staff that are getting trained, so that everybody's sort of aware of what's going on and sort of in best practice to support our clients, really.
Yeah. Yes. So for us, even our executive team are all attending conferences and webinars as they're coming out of the different bodies. For us to be able to implement it and stay ahead, it's really important that we get involved in these things, so then we can share it with the wider business.
Absolutely.
And get prepared for July.
Yeah, so that's something we should mention. So obviously they've given us as much information as we have right now, and obviously more will come out, but it's July 1st is when the changes happen.
Yes.
And it's sort of our understanding that there will be some grandfathering of those that are already on packages across through the new system.
Yeah, it's our understanding that there won't be any changes to the existing clients until we get 100% confirmation on that. That's what we're led to believe.
Gotcha. So that leads it to, we'll hopefully try to answer some frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
Obviously, when there's changes, people want to know how that's going to affect them, what's going to happen, particularly if they've already got a package or a loved one and they're advocating for them. They want to know how that's going to affect them. So I've got a couple of list of questions that I'll ask you ladies, and we'll hopefully workshop through a little bit together and hopefully be able to answer some questions for everybody. So the first one is, if you are already on a home care package right now and you need increased support, can they access support at home?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, they can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's also important to mention that I think they're using that single assessment
That's correct.
technique, which is what we've already got at the moment. So those that are already on it, if they just need to be reassessed, it's the same process as now. It would just be with the new system. So rather than being on a home care package, you're on
it'll be a support at
home package. So the next question is, will unspent funds on your current home care package transfer over?
We believe so. I believe that that's what's going to be happening. So I know that there is a big push to, use it or lose it. That's certainly something. But our understanding is that while the money does sit with the government, doesn't sit with the provider anymore. But what will happen is that if they need to access that money, they still will be able to. It will sit in their account essentially.
Yeah, fantastic. So will those that are already on packages or that are waiting for packages, will they need to be reassessed for the support at home services?
I believe it will be transferred it'll just be transferred into the new system. So it should be fairly seamless. That's our understanding. So just new name, a bit of a new way of administering it, but essentially the process for the person will be the same.
Absolutely. I remember reading as well somewhere they've got they call it like a do no worse off policy or something like
correct.
that, where even though everything's going to change and you might be on a level 1 now and there's 8 levels in the new one, they're not going to put you worse off. It's always in your best interest, which is great.
I think also with the funds that are allocated is that it's really, the funds are there to be used. It's, it doesn't then go in someone's personal bank account or something if you don't use it. And it's there to support your clients, which is why as a provider we encourage people to use the money for services to assist them. And that could be a multitude of things around the house. So it's really important that clients do speak to their client service manager about actually spending the money that is allocated as opposed to just it sitting there waiting for a rainy day.
Many people somebody else is worse off than me, I don't need to use that money. And it's like, if you've been assessed and you've had an ACAT assessment, they've actually deemed that you do need the care, so use it.
Yeah, it's there to help.
Yeah, and that's help and keep you independent, keep you at home, keep you healthy,
that's
happy,
right.
safe.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We've touched on this a little bit before, but maybe, talk me through a little bit of the classification system. So we've now got 8 levels, obviously.
So there'll be as it is now, there's the lower level, medium level, and the sort of the higher level care. So they will determine how much funding you need to remain independent at home. And so wherever that sits, so if that ends up being a level 7, then that's the level that you will be recommended. Or if they determine that you're a low level at the moment, it might be level 1 or level 2. That will be the determination of the Commission and the ACAT assessments. ACAT assessments.
But it's looking like level 7s and 8s are higher than a level 4 now. So the money that is being allocated is actually increasing where needed or where appropriate.
Yeah.
Which is such a fantastic thing as well. So it's a great change. We touched on this a little bit before, but how do participants access and use their funding in the new system?
It's very similar to those sorts of things shouldn't change as to how it's all happening now.
Their care manager or their coordinator or their client services manager, whatever people call them, they are the ones that will assist. They can speak to the people that look after them, that are case managing them. They can ask those questions. I need help with this. How do I get that? Can it be organised? Can I have this service? And the client services manager will work with anybody to make sure that can happen.
Well, we have an amazing team of client service managers all around the state and interstate as well. So I guess I would just say that on top of that if you do have any questions or whatever, please reach out and give
Absolutely.
them a call.
If in doubt, call it through.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is a bit of an interesting one. I might put you on the spot a little bit here, but if a client on the new system needs to purchase a larger ticket item, how will that work in the new system?
Good question.
Yeah,
it is changing.
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I'm just going to say I'm not sure on that one, Ryan.
No, that's okay. Like I said, there's a bit of a tricky one.
It is looking like, without confirmation, we're actually not holding the money for big ticket items anymore. It is actually staying with the department. So we'll watch what that looks like for us.
I guess my understanding is supposed to be a little bit more like the NDIS, where that will be approved through a planner or whatever. And they will organise that. So I don't know that we will be doing that anymore. This is where I'm looking for a bit more clarity around what we can do. But it still will be available. Yeah. It's just how it will be done.
Yeah, from what I can sort of gather as well, it's like separate than the main funding, and there'll be some allocations. Obviously, you have to get assessed and go through those things, but there'll be allocations for like home notification, like assistive technology will be separate from
the providers,
the funding, so that at the moment, if someone needs a big ticket item, you're saving up over multiple months to basically afford that. Which sounds like that won't be the case anymore, which is fantastic. I guess there's a bit of a slight segue. I did a video with Maggie recently about the Care Window product, which is the video phone. Just it's amazing, some of the assistive tech that
it's coming. It's amazing.
And Maggie said in the video, I don't think it ever made it to air, but like it's a 4-year-old could figure it out. It was so simple. Which is what obviously we want for some of our clients. It's just a way to be connecting and.
But it does, especially when we're working with a generation that wasn't brought up in technology. It's really important that these things are accommodating to people, that it not only is swift in communicating with loved ones, but it's easily used as well, because you don't need a complicated, technology is complicated enough, let alone.
One touch button call, that's
right.
Perfect. We've also touched on this a little bit, but what services are available to clients under the new Support at Home system?
So for us, nothing will change in terms of the services. We will still obviously provide our personal care, our domestic, our social supports. Gardening is a offer for our clients. We do also have our day options program, which is available to participate to our clients. But again, we do encourage that even if budgets don't allow for it, clients are more than welcome to have conversations with their client service managers, and if they want to contribute themselves privately, we also encourage that. If people want to still do an outing or an excursion, even as a once-off, please reach out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I guess that's another thing. So like clients still have that choice and control.
Absolutely.
So they'll be assessed for what their needs are, but then they can choose the services that they'd like. So reach out, give us a call, and
absolutely,
we can discuss.
For sure. So one of our last sort of questions is, how will the service lengths and the way that they're sort of implemented change with the new system?
That shouldn't change. That shouldn't change at all. I mean, I will add that there are some requirements by the government for clients to co-contribute towards their care. That's something that is assessed by the government. That's not assessed by KompleteCare or any provider. So that's something that everybody will be assessed for. So if there's a co-contribution, they will let you know. So, but we've got to do that for them.
Absolutely. I think we've sort of touched on it as well. Like if there's ever questions and you've got anything, give your client service manager a call, give the office a call. Even if you wanted to send us a message through any of our socials, we'll absolutely be able to respond. And it's all of these changes for the benefit of the client. So even though there might be, if you've got any questions, it might be a bit scary or whatever. It's all to benefit
them.
Absolutely. So we're working as hard as we can with the whole team of staff, support workers to help our clients, and that doesn't change. So
I think one of the things that come out at the last conference that we went to, they said all these changes that are happening, is really to make sure that we have an aged care system going forward for us. So we want to make sure that it still exists, and so these changes have been done. And it's not to scare anybody, it's to make sure that you do have the care, that I'll have the care, that Ryan will have the care in the future, that an aged care system will exist. So that's one of the major reasons why this has happened, why this change is happening.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, well, we might sort of look at wrapping it up there. This will feel a bit strange now that we've finished talking about that, but if you would like to watch or listen to this, we'll put a highlights video up on our socials just to sort of answer all of those sort of key questions. The full podcast will be available wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. I'd advise everybody that if you have questions, send us an email on any of our socials, reach out, give us a call. If you're watching the video, I'll put all of the information on the screen, but for those that are listening along, give us a call. It's 8265-5696. Thank you guys very much. Hopefully we've answered some questions for some people today, and
thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the Complete Corner podcast, brought to you by KompleteCare, your number one stop for all things community and home care services.